just wanted to give you a little bit of a tour of my own little horror section. So over here, we'll start with this wall. I have the Jaws poster. Sorry about the glare. Let's go over here. There we go. Got the Jaws poster. And on the top shelf here, now this was all downstairs, but I actually revamped the top and added a few extra things. So over here I have the Alien Legacy box set. Here I have the Jason Lives NECA figure. Friday the 13th Part 6. Pretty cool. I have the Friday the 13th Complete Collection on Blu-ray. Now this is a pretty cool Jason mask. You can, the thing is, you can't actually wear this. It's more for display, and it's really heavy. It's like a die cast, but pretty awesome mask. It's probably the best Jason mask that I own. Over here I have the Halloween Complete Collection 10 disc set on Blu-ray. Here I have the NECA figure of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2 with the sackcloth over his head. Behind him I have the Blu-ray set of the Child's Play films, the Chucky films. And of course my prized possessions are down here. My pristine VHS movies of the Friday the 13th films. And part 8 and 9 down there. Then I have, of course, Halloween films lined up there. All the way to H2O. Then I have the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. All the way to New Nightmare. Then I have Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, the Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead remake, Day of the Dead, Blair Witch. The bottom I have some Stephen King films. And I got Jaws 2, 3, and 4, and Night of the Scarecrow. So this is a nice little horror VHS section that I created. So pretty cool. In the middle here is just a little thin little cabinet that I started placing mostly Blu-rays, but I do have DVDs on top. But on the top here I have the Nightmare Collection, the box. I thought it was a pretty cool, I love that design, so I put that on top. And then you got Freddy standing up in the back. Right there, standing in the back of it. And when it comes to these, they're just in random order. You know, like Stakeland 2, The Sandman, The Ugly, Basket Case. There's the Conjuring films, Blair Witch, Piranha films, Purge films, all that stuff. All the way down, it's just random horror films, because the cabinet that I'm going to show you next is basically horror films that I have like a decent amount of collection. So this is just a little cabinet that I decided to put in the middle to accommodate some of my other horror films. Now we'll get to this wall here, which is pretty cool. In the back I have the Vigo poster from Ghostbusters 2. I love that poster. On the top here I have Pennywise mask. I have two of these actually. This is the deluxe version. I actually have the mask that doesn't cover your head fully. It's just like a half mask, which is not very good. But I decided to put the full head one up here. Here I have a Predator figure. He's blue. Here I have my custom Myers mask that I did myself to make it look worn and stuff like that. So There I have Predator from the very first one with Arnold. Battle damaged. And here is the box that the Jason Lives figure from NECA came in. Pretty cool. That figure right there. Alright, so this whole cabinet is nothing but horror films. And I've mixed my DVDs with my Blu-rays because I wanted them to be in like a collection order. Up here I have my Wild Eye releasings, and some of them are behind this, so I have a lot of Wild Eye. Here I have Scream Factory. Starting from here there's a couple DVDs that I have Scream Factory. Scream Factory all the way to here. So I have my Scream Factory movies there. I have the Wrong Turn films, the Jaws films, White Noise films, Poison Ivy films, Wolf Creek is behind that thing. Come down here, I have some more like Vacancy films, Prom Nights. Here I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have 3 versions of the first movie. I have the Steelbook, the 40th anniversary, and then the Pioneer edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre on DVD. Then I have 2, 3, 4, the remakes, Leatherface. I have them all. Here I have Cannibal films. I have 2 versions of Cannibal Holocaust. I have, you know, like 2 versions of Eaten Alive, Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. Here I have 2 versions of The Changeling, the limited edition one. The Hitcher films, Night of the Living Dead, or basically the Romero Dead films. 2 versions of Night of the Living Dead. This is the Millennium edition right here, the DVD. And then I have the Criterion. And you know, the rest of his Dead films. I'm missing, I think, Diary of the Dead or whatever that is. Tremors films, See No Evil, American Werewolf films, Last House on the Left collection, all that stuff. Down here I have, of course, the Insidious films, the Feast films, Nightmare on Elm Street films on Blu-ray, Return of the Living Dead, Scream films, Joyride, Boogeyman, Final Destination. Here is this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake tin that I got in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre set, the remake. This came in front of it, so I thought this was pretty cool. I just put it here. But I have, like, you know, the Hannibal films, the Paranormal Activities, Evil Deads, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Leprechaun, Jeepers Creepers, the Hills Have Eyes remakes. Here's a couple of documentaries and you know, like the Halloween, His Name Was Jason, Boogeyman DVD, Quarantine films, Human Centipede films, I Spit on Your... I have all those, all that stuff there. And a lot of these are going to be done with, you know, my horror collection volumes, which I'm going to be doing here soon. You got Hellraiser, Phantasms, Puppet Master, Exorcist, Wishmaster, Saw, 28 Weeks Later. Now here's the Universal Monster films down here. A lot of creature features. Then I get into the Godzillas, the King Kongs, Predators, Aliens, AGP. Down here I have Grave Encounters, and I have Ghost Adventures back there. I love Ghost Adventures. Here's a horror collection pack. Down here is all Stephen King stuff. Children of the Corn stuff, you know, Carrie, a lot of Stephen King, all the way to about The Shining. All that Stephen King stuff there. Hatchet films. I think the only one I'm missing there is Victor Crowley. And then it gets random after that. Some of these are low budget films like Gravecaller, Blood Feast. Some more creature features down there too as well. Hollow Child. So, and the funny thing is you know, this is not everything. Like, I still have a lot more VHS horror films. I have more DVD horror films and Blu-ray horror films. So my section actually might get bigger. We'll have to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. kind of a little bit of a tour. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much for stopping by my channel, checking it out, and taking the time out of your day to watch. Like I always say, means the world to me. It really does. So yeah, I can't wait for Halloween. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. This is Rob signing off. See you in the next one.